Yeah.
Many people are, as you mentioned, making travel plans and getting back to their wish list of maybe going to other countries. What's your take on the US dollar as it relates to its strength as a global currency?
Yeah. So, I mean, certainly last year it was a big boon for travel. I was in Italy in the summer, and there were a lot of American tourists there, but enjoying the cheap prices. Sadly, I'm paid in Canadian dollars, which haven't done quite so well. You know, Canadian dollar tends to be linked to the oil price. I mean, what is true about the US dollar is that it's extremely expensive. And one of the ways that people calculate the value of currencies is versus purchasing power parity, which simply says if prices in the US were the same as prices in the rest of the world, you know, that should be at zero. And on this basis, back in October, the US dollar looked about 40% overvalued. We've had something like a 10% decline in the dollar since then. It still looks very overvalued. So the question that currency strategists are asking themselves at the moment is, you know, we had big run up in the dollar last year. It's down 10%. Is that just a sort of technical correction in a dollar bull market, or is this the beginning of a new dollar bear market? And we're going to see, you know, the point I should have made on this chart is that a currency can be well away from the PPP for quite a long time, but in history, it's always mean reverted back to that in the end. So our view is still that there's probably one more leg up for the dollar, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first is that when you have a recession, you can see from the recessions over the past 50 years or so, that the dollar typically appreciates. And the reason for that is relatively simple, that the US economy is the most resilient. Economies like particularly the emerging markets, but also Europe and Japan, are much more cyclical and more volatile than the US economy. And the US dollar is a safe haven. US investor flows are the biggest in the world. When there's a recession, people typically bring their money back home.